Yo, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy Kamen Zero Spike, back again once again. And today, people, today we have a Bakuage Sentai Boonboomger episode 28. Y'all, we almost in the 30s, guys. We are almost in the 30s of Boonboomger, and it seems like we're halfway through. We're basically halfway through Boonboomger, and it feels kind of weird because it feels like this series just started and now we're starting to get into some serious things. And from last episode was a serious thing happening, and the episode before that, opened up the serious stuff, and now we're getting more plot heavy stuff, and now we're starting to find, now we're starting to see characters aren't really who they are, and we're starting to see the pasts of some characters and stuff like that. Like next episode, we're getting Sachiro's past, and I'm really looking forward to that because I'm really looking forward to see how him and Taya met and how him and Taya, teamed up, and what was Sachiro doing? Who was he before, the whole Boonboomger stuff? So, but yeah, this episode is the revival of Mad Rex, or Mad Rex Fury. We see that Distress, or Duras, Duras has basically found a way to bring Mad Rex back to life, but he didn't essentially bring him back to life. He essentially just rebuilt him, because we saw in our earlier episode that his little dog, that was, Mad Rex's dog, was still alive. So we see that Duras is basically finding pieces of pieces of Mad Rex, and he needed the dog to fully bring him back. And he also used that rug that they had in the last episode, where the rug was suck up gas line. So now the rug has been a sponge to a bunch of gas line, and now he uses that excess gasoline in that rug to basically use that to basically transmute. Bro damn near did alchemy. He transmuted and brought Mad Rex back to life. There was no equivalent exchange. He brought bro back to life, and it seems like there's something very different about Mad Rex, because he seems to have no personality. It's like you brought back the body, but you didn't bring back the soul. So bro he's kind of just like a robot. He's kind of just rant, he's not really himself. And we see that the dog is now a mega buster on his hand now. He's not on his leg and stuff anymore. But yeah, so we see that Mad Rex has been brought back to life, and he's taking orders from Duras. We also see that Taya is talking to his mentor, and his mentor basically tells him that, hey, he apologizes to his mentor about the Hashirians getting getting the component that they have for that delivery, and his mentor basically tells him that don't worry about it. That's in the past now. It was one of my researchers got it. It was probably from space anyway, so don't worry about it. But I want you to worry about this. And he shows him a bunch of drawings and pictures and stuff of what kids have drawn. And kids have drawn the Boonboomger. The Boonboomger are this big hit. They're considered heroes and stuff like that. And you see they've drawn him and the whole team, including Sakito and Byun. He's they got some real love out there. And Taya really doesn't want to take the credit, because he's a very humble type of guy. And he does tell, and we do get a little hint of Taya's kind of fortune, where he basically says that if I had never met you, my dream would have stayed a dream. And I'm wondering, is there some more to that? I'm really looking forward to seeing what does that mean? What does that mean? How did that meeting appear? How did that meeting happen? But yeah, so we do see that the people who are most choked up about Gemba leaving is Mira and Joe, and they are more, and Joe is kind of taking it with I'm gonna be strong like him, I'm gonna fight as hard like him until he comes back to us. And Mira she's basically kind of like the same way, but she's like real sad about it. We do see that Taya, he's trying to still go on his day by day, but at the same time, like, he still is like, it still like hurt him that, you know, that Gemba left. And we see that Sakito is also trying to talk to Gemba, and he basically tells him, he's like, hey, you can hire me because like I don't like Duras either. And it turns out Sakito and View Diesel, they know Duras, and they see that, and it basically says that Duras is kind of like a cheapskate. He's kind of like like I said in the last video, bro talks like a scammer. Like, he acts and talks like a scammer. So it seems like they've had like issues with him before, and Gemba's like, no, I don't care if you have a grudge against him too, but I don't care. He's my enemy, and you can't have him. And, you know, Sakito was trying to team up with Gemba and trying to see if they can take out Duras together. But Gemba's like, nah, this is my fight. I'm doing this by myself, yo. So Sakito's like, all right, cool. That's fine, you know. And then Bune Diesel tells him that, hey, we won't tell the guys that we talked to you. You know, we won't tell anybody that we talked to you. We, you know, as a respect for two people who came from space. So, but yeah, and I like that. I like that, you know, Sakito and Bune Diesel have that kind of honor and stuff. So we see that Duras has also he basically upgraded the ignition key. So now when they make auto monsters, now the auto monsters are actually be more powerful. So when they ended up creating a new auto monster who's basically supposed to be like the neon glowy signs that they have for like restaurants and stuff. They basically make that. And he basically make that, but he's like a crab monster also. So they basically create him, and they make like a fake restaurant, and they offer people like free food and stuff. And a bunch of people come in, and when he starts basically siphoning gasoline from them. And when he siphons gasoline from them, Duras basically has created like a system to where the gasoline, they don't just collect it and send it to they don't just like collect it and just later on send it to the bosses. It is being collected and directly to the bosses. It goes directly all the way to the neon, like the Rainbow Road, and it travels up the Rainbow Road straight to their bosses. So now, like, dude has like a way to basically accomplish their mission, like basically like get gasoline, basically like get the gasoline directly to their bosses now without having to just collect it and just send it later. But yeah, but it's also scary that Duras basically has like the ability to like he can rebuild old generals. Like, he could rebuild Cannonborg. Like, I'm saying like a lot but he can rebuild Cannonborg if he already rebuilt Mad Rex. And since he could rebuild Cannonborg and now still have like Cannonborg's intelligence, like how good he is at fixing and modifying things and creating things. And it already seems like Duras already is also a very good like type of person putting things together and stuff like that. So he kind of seems like a magic user. He kind of seems like he delved in like magic or alchemy type thing. And to have him and Cannonborg at the same time plus Mad Rex is going to be really hard. It's going to be a tough time for the Boonboomgers if that happens. If he so chooses to decide to bring back Cannonborg, which we did see a little snippet of Cannonborg for the next episode preview. But yeah, so we don't see Gemba for like the rest of the episode. After we see him in one more scene, but we see that everybody gets the call that auto monster's here, and they go to look for the auto monster, but they come in contact with Mad Rex. They basically come in contact with Mad Rex. And Taya basically tells everybody, say, hey, I'll handle Mad Rex. You guys go take care of the auto monster. So everybody leaves to go fight the auto monster. They go to a restaurant. They save the people. And, you know, this monster also has the ability to put you inside of like his own little pocket dimension. So they're fighting him in this pocket dimension, and they're getting their butts kicked. And because, you know, he has like the neon lights type of power, where he shoots neon lights at you, and he can make like these electric ropes and stuff like that. And we see that everybody kind of gets defeated, but everybody else gets caught up in the in these electric ropes, and we see that Joe is like the last one standing, and he basically powers through and talks how, like, basically says what he says before, like, I can't replace Gemba, but I'm gonna fight as hard as he would, right now, and I'm going to defeat you and stuff. And he ends up single-handedly beating the Auto Monster by himself. And then we get our mech fight, and we bring back, the police form of their mecha. We bring that form back, and we end up defeating the Auto Monster. After we defeat the Auto Monster, we see that Taya is talking to Mad Rex, and Mad Rex he just seems more like a robot, and he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Who are you? And he says, I'm Boon Red. And he's like, oh, that does not compute. And it's just like, yeah, he's bro's robot. So yeah, this Mad Rex does not have the memories of the original Mad Rex, and Taya is kind of sort of like starting to see that. Hopefully it's more expounded upon in the next episode, which it most likely will. But yeah, he ends up fighting him, and then DeRoss basically tells him that, hey Rex, you can come back now, mission's over, retreat. And he listens to DeRoss, and he ends up leaving. And Taya's just like, what the duck was that? And we see Gemba standing behind Taya. Taya turns around and Gemba's gone. So yeah, our episode basically ends off with Sashiro basically meeting up with this man in this car, and this guy basically says that, hey, this is my second time I've asked you for your employment. And the dude smiles at him, and it seems like this guy might have been Sashiro's old boss, the old dude he used to work for back in his maybe secret agent mercenary type days, I guess. But yeah, episode basically ends off right there, and this was really cool. This is great. I love this episode. It was serious, multiple plots going on, but they all like really didn't mess up each other or what the other was trying to like talk about. And I love Joe's like resolve in this episode as well, seeing as how he was really close to Gemba. He really respected Gemba, and he still hasn't let go of that hope of like one day Gemba will come back to them. And we all know that Gemba's gonna come back to them. Like he's straight up a Boonboomger. He's orange, man. Like we all know he's gonna come back. But I love to see that Joe handled that. Like Joe's my second favorite character, and Joe handled that, and I love that. It was really, really dope. And I can also see why Joe really respects Gemba a lot, because bro, they got the same morpher and damn near the same weapon. Like a lot of the times, like they were the ones in the cockpits together. They were the ones fighting together. Like Gemba and Joe were like kind of always kind of hanging. If it wasn't Gemba and Joe, it was like Joe and Mira, or Mira and Gemba. It's like, stuff like that. So it was always like those three that they was tight. So everybody in the whole team's tight, but those three, like, they was tight. So but I'm really hoping and really ready to see like what's gonna happen next, especially next episode. Seems like we're gonna get like a boxing power up. And also with, as far as DeRoss being able to bring back like old generals, especially if he also, like I said before, brings back Cannonborg, even though Cannonborg hasn't been dead that long. But if he brings back Cannonborg, I'm really hoping that we're gonna get like upgrades for the rest of the team, because we saw how easy it is for Bundario to make like upgrades for everybody, like an upgraded form for everybody. So I hope we're going down that route, because it seems like right now we're gonna need, like, the team is gonna need some kind of power up. Like everyone's gonna need some type of power up, or maybe a power up form or something like that, or we start going down the path of that, because it seems like we're gonna need some upgrades. We're gonna need a power boost, and I'm hoping that we do get that. But other than that, you guys let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think about this episode of Bakuage Sentai Boonboomger. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. As remember, as I always say, stay Henshin.